And Fear the Reaper.
And this is...
The Mid-Lunch Crisis.
How are you all doing today? We are going to get a few things in line really quick because we are multiple locations. We're not in the same room. We're in the same state, luckily. But technology sometimes eludes us. So bear with me while I pull up chat real quick. And you notice that I'm on the loading screen today. Let me go ahead and hit the play game button.
The Tubes of You is fighting me.
The Tubes of You is fighting me as well. And unfortunately, the Tubes of You is actually winning this fight today.
Yep. See, it's telling me that you are live, but it refuses to show me the live video.
Nice. Alright, well I have finally pulled up my live video as well. Now I just need to get this chat stuff in line. There we go. Alright. Big Papa Timo's got his junk together. So, these last couple days have been pretty interesting. The weather here in western Pennsylvania has shifted once again. It is now extremely cold, extremely windy, and we have lake effect snow bands rolling through, which, to those of you that don't know, really means it could snow at any moment and then be bright and sunny the next. It's currently bright and sunny here at Big Papa Timo's, but I see some really dark clouds on the horizon, which means we're probably going to get about an inch and a half of snow in about 15 minutes. So we'll see.
See, now, I went to the doctor this morning, had my checkup, which was, went quite well, so unfortunately you guys are stuck with me for a while longer. But one of the nurses while I was there was saying that they're predicting quite a bit of snow over the weekend.
Ooh.
Possibly into the feet category.
It's one of the joys of living in western Pennsylvania. Sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get several feet.
Yep. Currently in the Reaper household, it is not really sunny. It's very white. We got quite a bit of snow last night, some ice. That's always fun.
Ice always sucks. Ice always sucks.
So let's give a big shout out to Beeblebum. Beeblebum was here first.
Jumped in with a here and a hey Beeblebum.
And we also have Tragic Trucker. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Tragic woke up to freezing rain and the terminal closed. So what does that mean, buddy? It means you
not driving anywhere today, are you?
Yeah, you're stuck in your truck for another day. You know what that means? That means lots of...
More time for gaming.
More time for gaming. More time for watching Big Papa Timo and Fear the Reaper.
Yep,
I know you wouldn't miss a stream, buddy, so we got you covered.
Alright, so first off, I got to give a huge shout out to my buddy Joe and their partner Amanda on the birth of their first child yesterday. Welcome to the world, Ellis. Ellis was 7 pounds 15.5 ounces, born right up the street from Big Papa Timo, because I live really close to the hospital and they actually live 45 minutes away. So hopefully Joe, Amanda, and Ellis are doing really well today. But happy birthday, Ellis. Welcome to the world.
Awesome.
And then, well, what?
Sorry.
No worries. What is in your mouth?
Actually, a UV flashlight. What I'm currently doing is multitasking. I'm also trying to fix my son's glasses. He fell asleep last night with them on again, and they've already broken previously. So they continue to break every day. Fear the Reaper has stock in various types of adhesives. But I was trying to say congratulations to Joe and Amanda, and happy birthday to Ellis.
Excellent, excellent. It's always nice when new little ones come into the world. Big Mama Timo saw the picture before Big Papa did because it was posted to Facebook. She immediately wanted to run up the street and hold that tiny little baby, and I said, "Good thing you're fixed."
Yeah.
Big Papa Timo has 6 children of his own and does not need a 7th. So sometimes that baby bug hits Mama Timo. So luckily we had that. We figured out what was causing all of these children and fixed that particular issue.
Now, unfortunately, Lady Reaper has tried to give the Timo household a few extra children, and for some reason they said no. I don't know why.
6 is enough. I know that's not the name of the show from the 60s and 70s, but 6 is enough.
Yep. So, do you have any other announcements before I make the big announcement?
No, go ahead. Make the big announcement. Dun, 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 dun.
So, for those of you who have joined us so far, I want you to know that we are celebrating 1 year of Big Papa Timo streaming today. I believe the actual anniversary was yesterday, but...
That is correct. Yesterday was the actual anniversary of my very first stream, and I'm looking at chat, and I already have 4 more people watching this stream than my very first one.
Oh, that is awesome. I want to give you a big congratulations. Everybody, congratulate Big Papa Timo 07, hashtag Big Papa Timo, hashtag Space the Geck, 07 Captain Bob, all the other Big Papa Timo-isms. Thanks for a year, and here's to many, many more.
So, a year ago, yesterday, I did my very first stream, and basically I'm going to do my absolute best to recreate how that went, other than the fact that there was nobody there to listen to me. There was nobody there to chat with, and I definitely did not have anybody there to play with, so I didn't have a co-host back then. I had not even met Fear the Reaper, and I still had very, very little idea of what I was doing. So, picture this. It's a cold day in January in western Pennsylvania. Big Papa Timo is not feeling very well and has been playing a brand new game to him, which was No Man's Sky. Now, bear in mind, I've only been playing No Man's Sky for now a little over a year. The first time streaming was not my first save. It was actually on another save that I have since deleted since then. But I had just started playing, and I was still getting the hang of things. Now, a lot has changed in No Man's Sky since then, but the basic things have not. You know, that pretty much there's all sorts of things on the planet to do, there's all sorts of things to look at, and basically Big Papa Timo was just randomly shooting everything he could, not reading any of the things that came down. And then, of course, I wasn't on a radioactive planet, I was actually on a frost planet. And I didn't know what the heck to do. So I just kept shooting things, hoping that one of them would save me. And, of course, I didn't have mutant plants, but we're going to shoot them anyways. And I didn't realize that I was dying, because the very first save that I had actually played, I got very, very lucky and had found a cave system right off the bat. This one is very similar to that one, though, that there is not a cave system right here. So I kept just shooting for stuff, trying to find something that had sodium in it, and very, very quickly after, what happened is about to happen to me here. And if you look at my health bar, Big Papa Timo is in fact about to die. And that's what happened to me on my very, very first stream. Luckily, nobody was watching, so I didn't have to be embarrassed. But as I sat in my, at then 19-year-old daughter's bedroom, because she had the PS4. I didn't even have my own PS4 at the time. As I sat there trying to figure out which of these stupid things had the sodium that I needed to fill up my stuff, frantically looking for things, I basically just sat there and bit it for the very first time, very first stream, and no one was any the wiser. So it was interesting, and I learned a lot that day, because basically what had happened was that was the moment that I decided that I actually wanted to help people just like me that were in a very similar situation, that really didn't know what the heck they were doing but might need some help. So I started producing my own videos, and I decided that I was going to stream kind of on the regular. Now, back then I was just using the basic PlayStation layout. You know, that hideous border on the side that has an image of the person, their avatar, or, God forbid, live feed of their camera. My daughter had a camera. My first stream I didn't have it turned on, but my second stream I did. So you used to actually be able to see Big Papa Timo as he was shrieking in terror as he was about to die, and the likes. And then I realized that that was probably why nobody wanted to watch, because there's an image of me there shrieking like a little 7-year-old boy about to die in a game that he didn't know what he was doing. And surprisingly, it actually takes a long time to die in this game. Did they increase something here? Because I thought for sure I would have been dead by now.
They did. They increased the intervals between damage.
Right, now Big Papa Timo didn't even know how to jump like that. There we go. I can make myself die a little bit faster by jumping really high and breaking my ankles again. There we go. I did not have the voice reading chat, people. Boom. I was smart enough on that. But with the black border around the screen, of course, I could see anything that anybody said, but I also didn't have chat pulled up on any device or anything of the like. Now, I did realize that once you die that first time, you basically got full health and full hazard protection and everything else like that. So I really wasn't too disappointed, because it basically gave me a second go at things, and I had figured out quite a few things already. First off, that I hate third person. Third person is literally the worst when it comes to stuff. All right, so I do have to go back and find my body, which, where the heck did I die? There it is. Over there. So basically, nobody watched, and I streamed for a solid 4 hours. I played for a solid 4 hours. And most of the time that I was there, I didn't speak, because there was nobody to talk to. There's nobody to interact with. I didn't have to worry about really anything. Hey, I found a cave system. I can survive for a little while. But, you know, basically just sitting in my daughter's bedroom playing on her PS4, I realized that a lot of things had to change. The first thing being is that I had to do a little bit of research on other streamers. I had to see what content was out there. I needed to see who else was playing No Man's Sky. And it basically led to opening up the entire community to me at that point in time. And in doing all that research, I found other people. I found Hawks Gaming, I found Craze Gaming, I found Zane's World, and I just started to absorb things like a sponge. And then I found Thranxus. And Thranxus is not an active member of our community. He's just, he's a prolific gamer. And he does a lot of pre-recorded videos. And he had just started his No Man's Sky series, which I believe is up to episode 240 now, or 250. And I started watching those, and I tried to interact with Thranxus, and I was commenting on his videos. And while he was doing a lot of beginner's gameplay, it wasn't really meant more as a guide for the beginner. It was just showing off him playing a game from the beginning. Now, he had already played No Man's Sky for a while, so he knew most of the tips and tricks. He had spoken to other content creators and the like, and basically he had a plan. And I really, really admire that, because his videos were fairly well laid out in what his plan of attack was and where he was going to go with it and everything else like that. So I basically started to formulate a plan in my head that I was going to do my own video series, all beginner stuff, basically beginner's gameplay for somebody like me, middle-aged guy playing a video game that they didn't know a lot about, had been around for a while, and not an expert's guide, but a total beginner's guide. Hey, Mary Lizzie, how you doing today, hon? We are going through the story of how Big Poppa Timo started streaming.
I didn't want to interrupt you there, but we had Craft Brew come in as well. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Craft? And you can interrupt me anytime you want. You're just as much part of this show as I am.
Oh, I'm sitting here enjoying the life and times of Big Poppa Timo. Please continue.
The life and times of Big Poppa Timo. There's a scary thought. So, getting back to that though, what I realized was going on though in watching another content creator was I wasn't getting exactly what I needed from his series. And I don't fault Thranxus in any way, shape, or form. Actually, I really, really admire the man and the amount of work he's put into that series and everything that he's done, but it wasn't enough. So I started to script out my own ideas for a bunch of different things, and I came up with a whole idea on what I wanted to do, at which point I realized that this particular save was not going to do it, and I did what every good person would do. I quit Demote Select. So, getting back to that, we of course then go to this one, and nobody wants to see that crappy new save, so we're going to get rid of that one. Bye-bye.
Uh-oh. Mary Lizzie says that there's a nasty snowstorm heading their way. Bloody cranky, she may stab it.
Don't stab the body. You might need that body one day.
I wouldn't recommend trying to stab the snowstorm either. That might not end very well.
No, snowstorms tend to win those fights. They bring snowflakes to a sword fight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, you will be overwhelmed by numbers.
So, the funny thing that happened was the save that I started after that was ironically deleted just the other week. So, Reaper and I spent quite a few hours shuffling Big Poppa Timo's inventory around with all of the lovely S-Class modules that I've been hoarding. And that save, the oldest save that I had, was actually the one that I started for my streaming and my video series. And if you go back through any of my videos, you can see the beginner's guide that I started. I believe there's 24 episodes or 23 episodes. Never really finished it. But I started my own beginner's gameplay series, and the first of those videos actually premiered January 31st, 2019, I believe is when I uploaded the very, very first one. I could probably dig around and find you guys a link for it or something like that, but I had basically learned a lot, and I started to do all of that. Now, what I hadn't learned was how to be a successful streamer, and I really can't say that I've learned that lesson yet, because the thing that I did learn about streaming was that it all changes. Okay, so that's my ship. I got all excited that there was an S-Class fighter here, guys, and I was like, ooh, 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 and then that one's not. And then we have the stealth ship here. So, the big tricks about streaming that I learned was I started to watch other streamers, and I got fascinated with this wacky British guy that had some of the craziest things that he said, like wackadoodle and excellentro. And of course, I'm talking about Zane. I ran across Zane's streams, and I was just amazed at uh, the fact that he had people that were watching him play a game that he loved, and he was just having fun. And I said, I want to do that. If you've ever seen the movie Burlesque, where Christina Aguilera goes into the burlesque place and she says, I want to do that. I want to be up there. That was me. I was Christina Aguilera all of a sudden, but it was for Zane and streaming, which is kind of creepy. Um, didn't think I was going there today.
Yeah.
But it led to a bunch of different changes in my gameplay, and I realized that there were other people out there doing what I wanted to do, and that was super, super cool. Unfortunately, I didn't have the technology, and I still don't have the technology to this day to stream the way that I want to, but I'm working towards it. And that's where Reaper comes in on a lot of these things, and that's where all of you come in on a lot of these things. That it's really all about focusing on your viewers having some form of a plan and playing a game that you love, which I totally love. No Man's Sky. This game is absolutely amazing. It changes all the time, and I don't think it's ever really going to be an ending to it. So that's where we are. So a year later, here we are, guys, mid-lunch crisis. Big Poppa Timo and Fear the Reaper doing a dual hosted show from Western Pennsylvania. Ironically, we both live in the same state, and you know, got to meet up on stuff like that, and yeah. So that's enough waxing poetic for me. I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick, see what's going on, guys.
So we have Beeblebum asking Mary, do you want to build a snowman? Mary says, nope.
Nope. Alright, so I'm scrolling back up there. Hey, Twiggy, how you doing, hun?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Twiggy's in here from the West Coast. That's an early morning for Twiggy. It's 8:20 Western time.
She did also say,
just watched your whole beginner series yesterday. Do you remember how many episodes there were? Because I've totally forgotten.
I dropped a link for episode 1.
Nice. Now, episode 1 was actually that was pre-recorded content, guys. That was no streaming, and I think I was smart and might have actually deleted my early streams. I hope I'm going to have to go back through my YouTube channel later on today and make sure that I did get rid of some of those early ones, because some of that was just janky. One of the really, really funny things about my early streams was I was still figuring out the PlayStation. Like I said, I was playing on my daughter's PlayStation. It wasn't even my own piece of equipment. I was not familiar with the technology. I was in 360 guy. That was the last console I had bought prior to that.
So Big Poppa Timo had to crank his gaming console up to charge it before he could play.
Oh no, I had hamsters to do that for me.
Oh.
I was smart.
To answer your question, there are 25 episodes in the beginner series.
Yes, episode 1 is the earliest video I have on YouTube because I was in fact smart enough to delete the first 4 that I did. I tried to actually stream the beginner's guide before trying to record the videos, and they were horrendous because it was basically me trying to figure things out live while I played and had no idea what streaming was or how to go about doing it or anything else like that. And what really, really tripped me out the most was, I think it happened on my 3rd stream, where somebody started watching. And I remember watching the upper right-hand corner of my screen where it has the indicator of how many people are watching and how many chat bubbles you have and everything. And there was one person watching and no chat. And I played for 4 hours and nobody said anything. And so I didn't know what to do. How do you engage somebody that doesn't want to engage you? So I kept trying to prompt them. Hey, you know, it's nice that you're watching. You know, if you've got any helpful hints, suggestions, or anything else like that, let me know in chat. And I started to try and engage my audience, which was failing miserably. Hey, look, we have Fear the Reaper space. Let's go there.
There we go.
Mary Lizzie, my first stream was on Twitch, and KJ was the only one to see it, and the only one to ever see it. Awesome. Well, at least it was KJ. KJ's nice and gentle. So.
KJ and lava lamps on my very first stream. Lava, it was supposed to be going to sleep. However, she continued to chat after she was supposed to be sleeping.
Now, see, I remember your first stream because I didn't see it. I know that sounds strange, but I remember the conversation with KJ basically hounding you into trying to do it. And then you started streaming, and I woke up the next day, or was it 2 days later, and you had been streaming for nearly 8 hours at one point in time. Was that your second stream or your first?
I think my second stream was a long one. I want to say it actually went for like 9 hours, I believe. And then shortly after that was when you and I started streaming together, and we went for 16 hours.
Now that's a little bit of a misnomer when he says that we were streaming together. That was really Reaper streaming and me trying to break things.
Yeah, that
I was not there to stream. I was there to break the system.
I don't know if it's just me or if you're having some internet trouble, but your voice is coming through very broken.
Mine is?
Yes.
Alright, let me see if I can fix this real quick. Hold on.
Let's see. Mary said, I have no audio. I don't know if you guys can hear me, so I'm just going to keep talking. I had no audio. The device I used to translate controller to keyboard mouse prevented my audio from going through. Took a few weeks to get those kinks worked out. Yeah, we've definitely had some kinks like that.
I think we're having kinks like that right now.
Yeah. Beeblebum, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah,
Taking off?
Glad yeah, he's got to go.
Always a pleasure. You did say you were stopping by for the meeting. Do I sound any better?
Not really. Somebody in chat, if you don't mind, kind of verify that our audio is working. It may be just me.
We need to talk so that they can hear us. There you go, guys. This is the life of a streamer right here. Gonna crash and burn right off the bat.
Okay, so all right, so apparently chat can hear both of us fine, so it's something on my end.
Okay. So
All
Reaper
right,
has made quite a decent investment in new technology recently, and it has caused a lot of confusion with us to try and figure it out. And this is also part of the problem of being two people trying to stream and from remote locations. We have different setups now, and he is much more advanced than I am. Alright, Reaper has left the chat party. He's going to try and figure some stuff out, and in the meantime, hey, he's come back. So here was my Christmas tree that I made everybody on Londinium. This was what I tried to do as part of the streaming community. I thought it would be funny to issue a challenge to everyone to do some form of a holiday build. And I was not disappointed, because in me issuing a challenge, what I didn't realize was just about everybody that's a streamer was already in the process of building some form of holiday decoration or the like holiday builds, and I didn't know this. I just figured, I'd come put up a pretty Christmas tree and somebody would upstage me, and then everybody dropped their own videos of their builds, and that's exactly what they did, which is awesome. Some of the most amazing things have been built in this game. I was watching Action Pants last night doing the Atlas build. Oh my God. Um, that is just absolutely amazing. The things that man does with the PS4 controller still to this day baffles me. I don't know how he does it.
That's two. Nice.
But yeah, I got a twofer. Got a twofer. Speaking of twofers, we're doing Stream of Consciousness streams today, guys. So Big Papa Timo broke a molar yesterday. I have this chunk of my tooth just sitting on my stream deck right now. It is bugging the heck out of me because it's the back molar. So the side of my tongue rubs it, and it's annoying me. I have to go see a dentist very, very soon. Sorry, distracted. Kevin is a very talented builder. I can't wait for him to get on PC. Amen. What is that? Oh, that's a little freighter action going on here. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going to jump into photo mode real quick. Ooh, it's kind of pretty for a little bulk freighter.
Ooh, snazzy.
Yeah. So Londinium is amazing for photo ops because the clouds in this system, the haze, are very, very light and space-esque, I guess you would say. Where it doesn't totally like fog up your photo mode and everything else like that. Londinium's just a really, really cool system. It's actually White Sun. Londinium's the planet. Apologies. But getting back to streaming. So I kept streaming fairly regularly for pretty much every bit of gameplay that I did. I just figured that was the way to really get into it, and I had no idea about search engine optimization or keywords, tags, anything else like that, because I was basically just going straight from the PS4 deck to YouTube, and there was no real interaction with the YouTube channel or anything else like that while I was streaming. It was just straight dump onto it, and then I was also recording video at the same time, so I would normally stream stuff, get a quote-unquote brilliant idea, and then get offline and go try and record content that had actually a lot of talking involved, and I would walk myself through situations which in turn would help other people, and continued streaming for the first 2 weeks, a couple times. Sometimes there were a couple streams a day, sometimes it was just once a day, once every other day, something like that. And then I posted my first video, episode 1 of the Beginner's Guide, on January 31st, 2019. Twiggy pointed out that it's actually episode -1 because episode 12 is missing.
Yes.
Which is kind of funny and kind of ironic and very, very true. So as I was doing this, I had my script laid out, and I had a notebook that I would read everything off of and go through stuff and the like. And I was trying to go by a plan, but PlayStation at the time was set to record for 15 minutes. And when you start with an intro, and then start some gameplay, and then of course, like every person I know that plays No Man's Sky has a squirrel moment, ooh, piece of candy, and goes off in the distance, it's very easy to get sidetracked. And as the Beginner's Guide kept going, I realized that 15 minutes was just not quite enough, but Big Papa Timo didn't know how to change the recording length on the PS4. So lo and behold, I went back to YouTube and did a search on how to change said setting, and found out that you could change it to 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And so I started to try and do 30-minute recordings and edit them down. And anybody that knows anything about the PlayStation knows that Share Factory, while a wonderful program, sucks to learn, is not the best editing software in the world. It also is very difficult to navigate with a PS4 controller. So again, not the best system in the world to do videos. So I struggle with that as well. But what I had the hardest time I had was remembering to watch a clock while I was playing a game that captured my attention. So knowing that my 15 minutes was up was very, very hard, and I would get flustered. I would sit there and try and record video after video after video of just doing the gameplay. So episode 12 got lost in the shuffle. As I was starting my intros, it'd be, hey everybody, it's Big Poppa Timo. We're doing another episode of No Man's Sky Beginner's Guide to Gameplay. This is episode 7. And then the next one was, hey everybody, it's Big Poppa Timo. This is episode 7. Wait, shit, no, it's episode 8. And then I'd go back and try and edit it. And then I realized that, I didn't even need to do that. Just leave it in there. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes. It's all part of being human. And I made a lot of mistakes.
I have my permadeath series is pre-recorded, and I actually recorded the first episode 3 times. Because the first time I too forgot to change the recording length, so it cut me off at 15 minutes. And then I recorded it again, but I forgot to check the box that said record audio as well. So I had an episode but no audio. So nice. I had to do it again. And then I also had to edit it in Share Factory, which, to PlayStation's credit, they have updated it quite a bit. It is a little more user-friendly, but it is still very limited in what you can do. And it did take a lot of YouTubing to figure out how to make a YouTube video on Share Factory.
Isn't that ironic how much YouTube you have to watch to use YouTube?
Yeah.
It's really, really funny.
It's kind of a running joke between Timo and I that whenever we're trying to figure out something on YouTube, we need to YouTube how to YouTube.
It is. Now, one of the other funny things about that, I'm going to fast forward to today. Well, not today, but these past couple weeks. We'll fast forward to my modern streaming experience. So, I've had a chance to watch a bunch of other people, and of course, when you're playing No Man's Sky, the two biggest people we look towards these days are going to be Zane for his regularity and his in-depth content, and of course Sword, because Sword is just the man. Sword is kind of like now a brute force of No Man's Sky content. As a streamer, if you want somebody to aspire to be, he's actually a really good person to aim for, because he's really good people to start with. He's all about giving back to the community, and he's all about playing a game that he loves and that we all love. And he'll do different things, and he's a good builder. He's a good fighter. He's a good ship shopper. He does a little bit of everything. And he kind of dominates our market. So when we as streamers try and figure out a time to stream to get you all to watch us, we have to go around his schedule, and we have to go around Zane's schedule. And Reaper and I decided that we weren't ever going to really try and compete with either of them, because first off, we love watching Sword streams, we love watching Zane streams. Why compete with something you want to do? So our Sunday stream actually is timed specifically to coincide with fitting into the straight consciousness of Sunday No Man's Sky streaming. You can watch us, and then you can dump right into Zane, and then you can dump right into Sword, and basically spend half of your day doing nothing but watching No Man's Sky content.
Which, I have to say, is an amazing day. To get to watch all of that content, and varied content, too. there's always something new to learn and something new to do. Zane drops constant little tidbits of information that I don't know. And Sword, he's just a fun guy to watch. Same thing, he's always dropping stuff that I didn't know, or I didn't even think I needed to know until I saw it, and I was like, wow, why didn't I know that?
Yep. I'll give you a prime example of one of those. So I was watching Sword stream one night, and he's freighter shopping. And he's basically going through freighter engagement, and I'm trying to figure out how he's doing this so fast without going and talking to the captain. So he does his freighter engagement, jumps in, scans the bulkhead of the freighter, sees that it's a C-class, jumps right back in his ship and reloads his last save. I had never thought to scan the bulkhead of the freighter to see what class it was. Basically scan the ship from inside itself. And that saved a solid minute off of every one of his engagements. He wasn't doing it to teach. He was just being Sword, doing his little thing. But I learned something new that day. And you can pick up stuff like that. And the thing that I've always liked about some of the other streamers that we watch is that they, while they're playing their game and still having a good time for themselves, they really get into their engagement with their viewers. And we have a Lushy with activated indium. We're going there. Nope, not the space station. There.
Mary said you couldn't scan the freighter until recently. Now, I had stumbled across that, but it wasn't until I saw Sword. I knew you could do it, but I almost didn't want to because I was afraid it would change the seed. If I scanned it in the landing bay, it might not show S-class. So I still ran all the way up and talked to the captain and did all that. And it wasn't until Sword stream and I saw him doing it repeatedly that it was something that you could actually use to shave off quite a bit of time.
It finally put you at ease that he wasn't missing out on anything.
Yeah.
Therefore, you wouldn't miss out on anything.
Yeah, and especially for those of you who play on PS4, especially in freighter engagements, time is everything. Because we don't have the snappy loading screens that PC does. So when Sword is running through a freighter engagement every 2 minutes, for those of us on PlayStation, that's between 5 and 10.
Easily.
Not just due to the fact that Sword is such a much better pilot than I am, but also that those loading screens are brutal for PlayStation.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But getting back to some of the other details, they engage with their viewers. And I understand Zane has thousands and thousands of viewers, and Sword has close to 1,700 viewers right now, subscribers to his channel, and on the regular has the same 30 or 40 people watching every time. Sometimes as many as the same 60 people watching. Those are all community members. Those are all people that come back for very specific reasons. They enjoy the content, they enjoy the game, and they enjoy the interaction. And I'm still trying to figure out modern entertainment values, because as a child of the 70s and 80s, TV was everything for us. But TV is not the wave of the future. It's not even the wave of today. Entertainment these days is leaning more and more towards streaming video services and content creators. People that are making videos of stuff that people want to see. And I know it's driving advertising executives absolutely bonkers because they haven't figured out how to properly monetize things for their benefit. So watching some streamers every once in a while, you'll watch somebody and an ad will pop up, especially on YouTube, that just does not fit. So hashtag Dino Pancake. I see that. So I was watching Zane's stream, I guess 2 weeks ago or something along those lines, and my stream gets interrupted by a YouTube ad, which I understand YouTube needs to generate revenue, but they also need to tailor their advertising a little bit better towards their audience, because of all things, a Donald Trump re-election ad popped up on Zane's stream. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of anything else like that, but why I thought this was so ironic was Zane's British. He's not a U.S. citizen. He's not streaming from the United States. He doesn't get to vote on our election. And I'm sure the IP address that he's streaming from comes up as British. Now, I understand that a lot of his audience is U.S. based, and that it may actually be relevant to parts of the audience, but that algorithm is just funny that a Donald Trump ad would pop up on Zane's stream, and I just had to kind of laugh at it. Was like, oh, here's another advertising failure. Okay, boomer. And to hear me say something like that, even in my head, because I've got young kids, and I think it's funny when they say stuff like that, because they'll say something to me. My kids will say, "Okay, boomer," when they're talking to me. I'm like, I'm Gen X. My mom is a boomer. And I understand that it's not the actual age they're talking about, it's the state of mind, and it's more jokingly. But it was very poignant in the fact that somebody had failed so miserably to engage the proper audience. And I realized that was YouTube's failing. It wasn't Zane's failing. It wasn't anybody in the streams failing. That was some ad executive at YouTube. That, if it had been up to Zane, he would have targeted very specific things for those advertising, because he knows his crowd quite well. And Sword knows his crowd quite well. And we try and pay attention to our viewers. And that's why we're constantly asking, if you have a suggestion, if there's something you would like to see, if there's something you would like us to do, please let us know, because we don't read minds. And I don't have some beautiful algorithm to put up a Donald Trump ad in the middle of our stream or something like that. Heck, I'm not even monetized yet. So I need 1,000 subs right now so I can get monetized. Can you guys get on that? Call all your friends, call all your buddies. Everybody make how many subscribers do I have? 137.
Yep.
Can everybody do like 8 accounts? Make 8 YouTube accounts and subscribe so I can do that. That'd be awesome.
While you're at it, drop a subscription over on my channel. Fear the Reaper.
Yeah, hey guys. So Reaper and I were talking about subs today, and it was actually kind of funny. So I want to know, has anybody noticed anybody leave the No Man's Sky community over the last 2 days? Because we both lost subscribers, and it looks like just about every No Man's Sky content creator that I've come across today, their numbers are down by 1 or 2 just in the last 48 hours. So I think either somebody left the community or deleted their account or something. Maybe it was the serial thumbs downer. That would be awesome. Maybe we got their account banned. I don't know.
Ooh. Now, I hate to ruin your joke about the Donald Trump ad, but there is actually a reason for it. YouTube or Google AdSense does not provide ads based on the content. They actually provide the ads based on the viewer. So that ad was specifically targeted to you. There's actually
then that's even more ironic.
There's actually a box that, as a YouTube creator, you can check if you don't want that to happen, if you don't want ads to be specifically targeted toward viewers. It's actually kind of funny because I had to go to the doctor this morning for my checkup this year, and I was explaining to him how kind of how YouTube works and how Google AdSense works, and I basically told him I had overheard him talking about his vacation coming up. Him and his family are going to hiking in Mount McKinley, and I said, so at some point in the last few weeks, I'm sure you've went online and you've searched for hiking equipment, maybe boots or maybe a tent or something to that effect. I said, and Google takes that information and it keeps it. So anytime
look at that.
Anytime Google has the opportunity to show you an ad, it is based on all that data that they collect.
Ouch.
So that ad,
something
sorry,
bit me in the butt.
Sorry, I have stream lag as well as you guys do, so I just saw that giant patch of oxygen. But so that Trump ad is based on the fact that you are a U.S. citizen, and not that Zane is a UK streamer.
Good to know. Good to know.
And you can also go in to your account and uncheck that box so it doesn't target specific ads to you.
Oh, that would assume that I know how to use the tubes of you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
remember, when the kids say, okay, boomer, they're not that far off with me. I may come from the generation that gave you all the internet, but I'm not from the generation that knew how to use it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick all of these oxygen because I love oxy patches like this. Oxy patches and sodium patches. And hey,
I haven't generally found too many sodium patches like that.
He's headbutting me.
I find more oxygen patches like that. Hashtag Dino Pancake.
Make something out of him.
Little mining beam to the face.
Yeah, I need to keep the scatter blaster a little bit more handy. Ooh, I have a pulse spitter. Let's reload that. I forget which weapons I have on this. I don't even know which multi-tool I'm using right now. I'm using my alien one. And this is all thanks to lava lamps. Everybody check your box. Make sure every time you go in a space station, check the box. Ooh, I forgot to check the box in that station, didn't I? Lava, if you're watching, sorry, buddy.
Mary said she lost subs to YouTube does a follower culling every now and then, which, yeah, Sword actually touched on that on one of his streams. But generally, it's only after quite a bit of inactivity. And to be honest, if Timo and I have subscribers, they had to have been active pretty recently.
Well, except for maybe one or two of mine. It is possible some of my first subscribers, which I need to get to that story too.
I know as far as my channel goes, if you are a subscriber of mine, it would have to have been in the last 3 weeks. Because up until December 23rd, I had no subscribers because I had never put up any content. And I actually had no intention on putting up content.
Until the content provided for you.
Yeah. Until KJ gave me a swift kick in the rear.
Thanks, KJ. Love you, honey.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's all your fault.
If anyone here is watching and you do not know who KJ is, shame on you. For shame, for shame. Please go and check out KJ PC Gaming. She makes awesome tutorials.
Oh, nice. KJ PC Gaming link in chat as we speak.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of KJ, I was watching one of her videos recently where she was talking about calling in her ship on a landing pad, and she mentioned that once she calls it once from that landing pad, she no longer has to provide navigational data to call her ship in at that landing pad. So I made the comment that it was one more piece of favoritism that Sean Murray was showing her after the whole manufacturing facility incident.
Yeah, let's not get onto the manufacturing facility incident. That was, in case you guys don't know, KJ and Sword can go into a manufacturing facility, get one recipe for going in there and doing the thing correctly, and then they get another one of those override modules. So this is another PC Master Race or Sean Murray being favoritism to those people, because we tried to replicate that for solid 2 hours, and it only gave us one. Only gave us one.
Yeah, KJ was actually watching one of our streams.
Yours?
Yeah, it was one of my streams, and she started yelling at me that I could go back in and get a second. I could unlock a second piece of technology. So I immediately went and found another manufacturing facility and waited so she could explain to me how to do it. And in fact, on PlayStation, we can't.
No.
And she said, and Sword happened to be watching that stream as well, and they both said the same thing. And they went later on their streams just to... I'm sorry, Sword did it on his stream. KJ made a personal video for Timo and I showing that she, in fact, does get two factory override units, and we only get one.
Now, KJ was doing it to just show that she wasn't lying and to show us, how it goes and everything.
Yeah.
And it was not meant in any negative. She wasn't showing off, per se,
no,
but it was kind of like rubbing salt in the wound. It really was like rubbing salt in the wound. Like, ha, you guys don't get to, I do, nanny boo-boos.
Yeah. No, she was simply showing us how to do it. But it it hurt a little bit.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
Too soon, bro, too soon. I want to go find... Because I actually stopped what I was doing. I was playing another game. And got on to No Man's Sky just to go check to make sure Reaper wasn't screwing something up and his stuff wasn't jacked. And I actually had to buy cartographer maps to find manufacturing facilities and go off and do this. And I was so disappointed because I thought I was going to go get, 2 recipes at once. This was going to be awesome. I could finally flesh everything out. No. Nope. Spent a solid 2 hours just doing a little bit of research to make sure my buddy wasn't getting screwed over. And come to find out, it was really both of us getting screwed over. Thanks, Sean Murray.
Yeah, I apologize for my cell phone ringing. It never rings. Not while I'm laid off, so...
What's going on, Gabe? How are you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the 1-year anniversary stream. We're celebrating. Mary Lizzie has the cake. You just have to go find her for it.
Are we gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to the stream? No, no, we're not. No, we're not.
Happy birthday, Big Papa Timo.
No, it's not my birthday. It's my streaming career's birthday, and that might be going down the tubes. I don't know. We got 7 thumbs up and 7 watching, so that's 7 more people watching than my first stream.
Yeah.
Do you have to point that out?
Mary said, "What? Nobody told me I was bringing cake. I thought you got the memo."
Maybe Trucker's got it in his truck.
Yep, and he's frozen in, so
we're screwed.
What do you do in this game? What an awesome question. So basically, you can do anything you want. This is No Man's Sky. It is a space-based exploration, base-building, survival game with no ending, infinite planets to discover and explore.
Cool little critters to touch and play with and kill.
And plenty of critters that want to give you face hugs in return.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Oh, little scatter blaster to the butt. Oh, I had to reload.
Oh
I
no!
don't think he appreciates that. Dead
So,
critters. Dead critters. Dead critters everywhere.
so yeah, there is really no one answer to your question there, Gabe. This game is pretty much whatever you make of it. If you like base building, this is an excellent, excellent game. There's almost no limit to the things you can build. There are some amazing content creators here on YouTube that do, frankly, they do the impossible with the building mechanics of this game. If you like shooting things, there's obviously
lots of stuff to shoot.
Yeah, you saw Timo there shooting a critter. There's ship battles, spaceship battles. Occasionally you'll see one of us do what we call a kill stream. And that's basically where we intentionally anger the AI until they come after us with all of their ships and stuff. And we just see how long we can survive. So, yeah, there's plenty to do.
Sometimes we just accidentally drop markers, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't mean to do that.
And the funny thing about that we keep saying about this game is, no matter what you're doing, as a player of No Man's Sky, there's constantly what we call squirrel moments, where you see something shiny or see a piece of candy, and you get sidetracked for a few hours, and then before you know it, you know, you're ready to be done playing for the day, and it's like, oh well, you know, I didn't do anything of what I wanted to do, but you still had a blast doing it.
I feel like I had no intention of shooting fish when I started playing today. I definitely didn't plan on getting hit in the butt by one of those.
So, Mary Lizzie says Tragic Trucker has the ice cream.
Is he like an ice road trucker?
Ooh. Well, no, he wouldn't be because he's not trucking.
He's still a trucker, though.
Yes, but...
He's in his truck. He's just not going anywhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, he could be an iced-in trucker.
Iced-in truckers. On the next episode of Iced-in Truckers, Big Papa Timo's anniversary cake gets lost in the Midwest.
Tragic said this load is going to be late. Mary said, if I'd have known you were coming, I'd have baked a cake and hired a band. And Craft Brew says, I think I brought the Craft Brew. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice. So you might be getting some designer space coffee. Mary says, oh no, he's frozen in. Which just gives him more time to tune in and watch Big Papa Timo and Fear the Reaper on the tube's view.
There you go. So, getting back to my early days of streaming. So I'm streaming for a couple weeks and getting no interactions, and then I wake up one morning and I have a notification from YouTube. And it was my first notification from YouTube since I had started this whole endeavor.
Yay!
And I was a little nervous because I had heard horror stories of streamers getting notifications from YouTube that they had done something wrong and their YouTube channel was coming down, and didn't have to deal with that until just last week.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that story soon too. But so I get this notification, so I'm frantically trying to figure out how to open my notifications in YouTube, because I have an email saying that I have a notification in YouTube. And so I open it up and I can't find exactly what I'm looking for. It's not showing me, you know, what is this thing? What is this thing? What is this thing? And then I come to find that the notification was actually that I had my first comment on any of my videos. And it was a gentleman that said, "Hey, thanks, love your stuff. You seem to be just like me, keep it up," or something of the sort. It was basically another middle-aged man playing No Man's Sky that had no clue why he kept dying and thought that my content was actually helpful. And it was suddenly justification for everything that I had done. I had helped one person. I could go about my streaming business with a sense of pride and achievement that, you know, I had a viewer, first off. And then I looked and I had a follower on YouTube. And it had to be this guy. And I was trying to figure out, you know, how did he find me? And then I started to look into search engine optimization and all the other aspects of, you know, like tags and such. And I still haven't mastered any of this, but I went back through all of my content to add tags and the such to, you know, everything so that it would be searchable, and hopefully I would get some rankings and everything. And I still didn't understand how the algorithms work, and to this day I'm not exactly sure. But I started watching other people's videos on that as well. So again, I go back to YouTube to learn how to YouTube. And I do descriptions of the videos, and I started to do adding cards to the videos, and I started to do thumbnails, and I went back and I changed the thumbnail on episode 1. And I went back and I watched all of my early videos and all of my early streams. And that's when I realized that the first streams had to come down. Straight up, they had to go away, that there needed to be no proof that I had made such a horrendous video at some point in time. But I learned a lot by watching myself. And this is where there's a huge difference between content creators such as Thranxus, who does pre-recorded videos, or if you play Apex Legends, the best example I could give you on that would be Rich from iTemp Plays. Rich does Apex videos, and he does these really cool 12 to 15 minute long videos that show gameplay. There is no live stream or anything else like that. There's no real fan interaction. It's just a pre-recorded thing, and he does great intros, and he's very witty, and that's what he likes to do. But from a streamer's aspect of it, it's completely different, because you have to interact on a live basis. You know, our streams are not pre-recorded. If we ever do a pre-recorded stream, it's probably because our schedules are just not going to match up. There's a possibility in the spring in particular that once the weather gets nicer and Reaper goes back to work and I go back to traveling for the LARPing stuff, that we may have to do a couple pre-recorded things and broadcast them at our regularly scheduled times. We'll figure that out as we get there, but I realized that Thranxus was not really the best person for me to be learning from, because I wanted to stream. I wanted that live interaction. I wanted what Zane had and Sword had in their streams. Now, I remember I started watching Sword when he was down in the right around 100 viewers. I think I was number 107 subscribers for him. Deavante in the house. Hello all. Oreos for the stream. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the celebration.
So I started watching Sword relatively early on, and I didn't try to interact with him during his streams so much as I tried to interact with him off stream, and he was very accommodating, and that's how I met KJ as well, and got to meet a lot of the members of the community on a talking basis, either through Discord or getting together on a couple streams and stuff like that, or just getting together and playing. You know, Sword actually would come in and play with me on PlayStation. This is back when he was still doing PS4. That is a big critter over there. Should we go try and pet it?
Yeah, hashtag Dino Pancake.
Are you a predator? Are you nice?
Wait, of course it's nice.
I don't have creature pellets. It eats plant roots. Okay, I'm not gonna kill it. It's a Vegisaurus, not a Metasaurus. It's not a Pancakesaurus. But in doing those recorded videos, what I figured out was that I didn't have any type of a following to do a stream, so I focused more on the recorded videos first, and I figured that would be a great way to do it. And what I found out was that I gained, I think I ended up with like 17 followers. And what was I know, big numbers. 17 people were watching me. What was driving my daughter nuts, Catherine is the daughter that I'm referring to. She's my oldest of the girls. I have three daughters, and she's the oldest. Kate is also a gamer. And at the time I was doing this, I didn't realize it, but she was starting to stream on Twitch when I started to stream on YouTube. And Kate had 5 followers right from the get-go. As soon as she started streaming on Twitch, she immediately had 5 people. And I knew how this was going to work. She had 5 friends that subscribed to her. She had 5 particular people that wanted to see her streaming live because they played with her. They were real life friends and such. So Kate got her affiliate status very, very quickly through Twitch. And I was super, super proud of her, but what drove her absolutely bonkers was she got 5 subscribers and the viewer time, and by the time she had 5, I had 10. And she looks at YouTube one day and sees this and comes back to me. Now, Kate is I love my daughter to death. She and I are way too similar to get along on a regular basis at times, so we tend to avoid each other as much as possible because she's basically just a younger female version of me. She's a cranky old man in a young woman's body, which is not a good thing to be. But she comes up to me one day and she's like, "Dad, what have you done?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "What have you done?" I was like, "Kate, I don't understand." And she's like, you have more subscribers than I do." And it started a little competition for us where, I'd gotten to 10 subscribers. And to be honest, I didn't even realize I had 10 subscribers. I knew I had 1. I knew I had the one guy that had left a comment because he was the only person that had left a comment. And every time I posted a new video, I got a notification that this subscriber gave me a thumbs up, which was awesome. He gave me a like. But I realized that my videos were more popular than my daughter's. I was cooler than my daughter, which, never happens in this day and age. The parents are not supposed to be cooler. I realized what it was actually was that she was playing in an extremely oversaturated market. She was streaming Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
And I was streaming No Man's Sky, and I was doing No Man's Sky videos. And while the number of viewers for No Man's Sky is so much less than that of Fortnite, the number of people providing content for No Man's Sky is so much less than those providing content for Fortnite. So I was in a better market, and that really, it wasn't that I was cooler, it's that I was one of the few. If you wanted a beginner's guide, you could watch outdated stuff by I don't want to name names because that would just be rude.
Yeah.
Because some of the people that have made Beginner's Guide for No Man's Sky, a lot of their stuff was still relevant, but this was post-Next. This was after the Next update. So I was doing Next content, where a lot of their stuff was before that. But then you had people like Thranxus that were doing new stuff, but not from the same standpoint that I was, that it was just, this is how you do that. He was just doing straight videos of his own gameplay. And I realized that might resonate with my viewers. And I ended up with about 20 subscribers until the burnout. And this is the important lesson that I have for anybody involved in playing a game or getting into streaming or anything of the like. If at any point in time you find yourself not loving the content that you are creating, the game that you are playing to do so, you need to take a break. Plain and simple. Stop doing it, just for a little while. You don't have to stop streaming, you don't have to stop gaming, you just need to take a step back and remember why you did this to begin with. Because if you're doing it for any other reason other than, I love this game, you're probably doing it wrong. You're definitely doing it wrong, in my opinion. Now, one of the things that really got me was I was getting burnt out. I was trying to learn all these new things, and I just didn't have the ability to learn some of these things, like editing software. Not my thing. Sorry, I had to take a sip of space coffee there, guys. Editing software is totally not my thing. I don't know how to edit a video. I can barely find the video on my PlayStation after I record it. That was one of the biggest challenges, was finding the stuff that I had done. But I started doing a lot of stuff for the UAS where I was building all these bases. I was trying to keep up with somebody else. And Sword is a very prolific builder. He was especially prolific early on in the UAS. This is a new creature. Let's get a scan on him. Sorry guys, I'm going to get a picture of this guy real quick.
Alright, you go ahead. See, now, to touch on that whole burnout, that was one of my concerns, because I can't play the same game all the time, because I get bored with it. And see, and this kind of ties into your comment there, Mary. Mary said she feels obligated to stream No Man's Sky at least once a week for her base followers, but she would rather be playing Conan right now. And I tend to agree. But the nice thing is, and I've learned this, and I was kind of leery about it. It was really Timo that kind of brought me into it, was that it doesn't really matter what game you're playing. We were streaming pretty much strictly No Man's Sky. And then one night, shortly after I started playing 7 Days to Die with Timo and Jenny, Timo started a stream as we were playing, and people started watching. Some people from the No Man's Sky community started watching, and it wasn't because they wanted to see the game. It wasn't because they were interested in the gameplay. They came to hang out with us. And we did get some new viewers from the 7 Days to Die content. But it made me realize that I can stream other stuff. I don't have to strictly stream No Man's Sky. So if you get burnt out because you're streaming No Man's Sky constantly, play something else. Take it, like Timo said, you don't have to take a break from streaming, but cut back on that one specific game, and you would be amazed at how much more fun you'll have.
Basically, what you pointed out right there, Mary Lizzie, was super important, and I'll tell you why. Or at least why to me, because this changes for all of us, and we're just giving you advice. We're not telling you how to do your thing, but I'm very fortunate in the fact that what I do for a living was something that is something that I love to do in real life, and that is the leatherworking. I have a leatherworking company based off of LARPing, and I love LARPing. I love the games that I play. I love the people that I get to meet. You guys have probably seen a couple of the people watching the stream. Twiggy, prime example. Met Twiggy in real life from LARPing. She actually plays one of the same games that I do in real life. So I've got to meet stuff like that. D. Morty, another one of the people that keeps popping in on our streams. Somebody that I met at the LARP stuff. But we get to meet a lot of these people. But what I do for a living is something that I love. It's a hobby that I turned into a career, and I'm very fortunate. And they always say that, if you don't love what you're doing, are you really, should you really have that as a job? Now I understand a lot of people in the world have to have employment that they don't like, because not everybody can be a LARP leatherworker, and not everybody can be an online streamer and everything. But from a streamer's aspect, why can I... Did I already... There. Sorry, got confused by the impulse means. Not everybody can do exactly what they want all the time, but if at any point in time you are doing what you love and it becomes work, you stop to love it, and you don't want to resent... Well, hello there, Snapdragon. You don't want to resent something you love just because it turns into work. So if you're streaming all the time... Sorry, this is taking a long time to get to my point. If you're streaming all the time and you feel obligated, you've already crossed that line. You feel obligated. It's now become a task, a job, something you have to do. You're gonna love it a little bit less the more and more. And this is what was happening to me. I was doing all these things on No Man's Sky, a game that I totally fell in love with as soon as I found it, and I started to resent it. And the people that I had met from the UAS and the other people that were streamers and gamers and the like, I was going around doing all these bases, and I got burnt out on No Man's Sky, and I took a break from the game. And when I did so, I took a break from streaming, because the only content I was streaming was actually No Man's Sky. I got a whole bunch of people chatting. You got that all taken care of?
Yep, I got it covered. You just keep right on telling your story.
Alrighty. So, since the only... Excuse me one second. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Since the only content I was doing was No Man's Sky, I figured the first thing was going to happen as soon as I stopped playing is that anybody that was following my channel would leave, and I would lose all my subscribers. Not the case. Nobody left. They patiently awaited my return. I'd like to say that they actually did, but they didn't. They went on and watched other content, and I don't fault them, because I would have done exactly the same thing. But the cool thing about streamers is you don't have to unsubscribe from somebody. If they stop producing content for a little while, your subscription still stands, unless of course YouTube purges you for inactivity. But in that case, you just got to go find it again when you start watching people's streams. So I stopped streaming, and I stopped producing the beginners videos, and I took a break, and I actually ended up playing a different game. I started playing Apex Legends at that point in time. Completely different from No Man's Sky. First-person shooter. Got to meet new people, learn a new skill, and you know, that was cool. And then I met some Apex streamers as well, and I did a couple Apex streams with people, and I realized that that's when I had that epiphany that I didn't have to just stream No Man's Sky content, especially since I didn't have a lot of viewers. I didn't have a bunch of people that were expecting to see a bunch of No Man's Sky streams from me, and I wasn't doing it on the regular anyways. But it's kind of like walking into the donut shop for the first time and realize that they make other things other than crawlers.
Ooh.
Yeah. So food analogies always work really, really well for streamers, because most of us like food a lot.
Speaking of which, when I was out and about this morning for my doctor's appointment, I had to stop at the grocery store because my wife, Lady Reaper, told me yesterday that what I needed from the store, I could go get it. I could go and get it myself.
Nice.
So while I was there, this particular grocery store makes amazing homemade donuts, and I picked up a dozen. And I believe if I were to go upstairs, they're already gone.
I would imagine they are. One of the other joys of living in Western Pennsylvania, Amish donuts. Lots and lots of Amish donut places. Oop, that's Train Manipulator. That's not going to help me in this case. There we go, Scatter Blaster to the face. So, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, Mary, it's going to reflect in your streams, and your viewers are going to know. So, do what you love. Now, getting back to the whole, we started streaming other things, we did in fact. We started streaming 7 Days to Die, and I had already done some Apex streams, and Apex streams are brutal. because just like Fortnite, there are so many people that stream Apex Legends, and they are so much better at the game than I am, or even any of my friends are. And I've got some friends that are pretty damn good at Apex, but not. Hey, look at that! That's an alien structure. Um, Not professional caliber streaming. So and tried to let Reaper know this when he decided he wanted to play Apex.
Oh, speak for yourself. I am a professional at Apex Legends.
Yes,
He
has 5 kills.
Yeah, I'm a professional noob, but I'm still a professional.
So we're streaming Apex Legends. We're gonna take a squirrel moment here. We're streaming Apex Legends. How long did we stream that night?
I think it was up for 2, maybe 3 hours. It wasn't too long, and I believe I blue screened.
Yeah, that's right. You blue screen at the end because Apex is notorious for. I totally didn't read any of this. Sees me staring, raises facial tenders and greeting, barks a few words, and swings a bladed weapon down towards me. Let's dodge the weapon, sure, because you don't want to grab
a swinging sword.
A swinging sword, duh. Got to get out of the way of the sword.
Yeah, hey, I agree, Mary. Yeah,
so I did that one right.
Yep. So yeah, I was streaming the Apex Legends, and it was fun. It was funny at first because Big Papa Timo and Jenny were hazing me in the firing range, where I was trying to learn the controls and kind of get used to the weapons a little bit. They were just having a grand old time, repeatedly killing the new guy.
Yeah, when you get to shoot your friends, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I blue screened, and I mentioned to Timo that I was not going to start up the stream again. Now you can continue from there. I know you were reading.
No,
there for
go
a
ahead. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Well, when I mentioned that I wasn't gonna start up the stream again because literally the only viewer on the stream was me.
I was watching too.
Well, okay, us. We were monitoring our own stream, but no one else came in. No one else even popped in to say hi or anything. So I was kind of
disheartened.
Yeah, disheartened, dejected, kind of describes it. So I mean, I haven't streamed Apex Legends since. Of course, we've only played one other time since then, and I wish I would have streamed it because I did, in fact, get my first kills. But I don't know if that is the right media for me to be streaming because it's so saturated and there's so many better people out there.
Apex Legends is a huge hard thing to do, but Mary does also bring up a very interesting point, and this becomes problematic for those of us that are trying to cater towards our viewers, and it really comes down to you can either stream for yourself or you can stream for your viewers. It's very hard to do both. And the only way to really do both is when your viewers also share the exact same interests that you do. So I know a lot of streamers feel obligated to stream a specific content. Mary pointed out that her base viewers were No Man's Sky, but she'd prefer to play Conan. Now, Mary was playing 7 Days to Die the other night, which I thought was really, really cool. Except for the fact that she's playing on PC, which automatically made us jealous. Not because we couldn't play with Mary, which would have been amazing if we could, but because it looks so much damn better on PC than it does on PS4.
That is one of my biggest complaints at the moment, is that a lot of you guys are playing on PC, and I would love to jump in and play with you guys. but I can't.
Just don't have the PC to do it yet.
Yeah.
One day soon.
Yep.
Hopefully sooner than later. But real life obligations always come first, and I know I'm not made of money, and I know Reaper's not made of money, so we can't just go off and buy the latest greatest toys to join the PC Master Race right off the bat. So you guys are stuck with our PS4 broadcast for now, or at least gameplay from the PS4. Reaper has made, like I said, the technological advances on his streams that he's actually streaming from the computer, but showing the PS4 content. That's because he doesn't have a gaming computer. He has a perfectly adequate streaming computer. I don't even have that. I have a brick of a potato on my desk. So we'll get there eventually. But in the meantime, you'll probably notice that a couple things have happened with my streams and Reaper streams. We haven't been doing a lot of No Man's Sky streaming recently, other than the mid-lunch crisis. At night, we found that we were having better luck and more fun playing 7 Days to Die at night than we were No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky during the day is great. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against No Man's Sky. But we were playing games that we wanted to play. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, which turns out streaming 7 Days to Die is very brutal on the body, only because we were streaming until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then 3 days a week we would have to get up and stream No Man's Sky at 11 o'clock, and that was taking its toll on both of us.
Yeah, neither one of us is a spring chicken anymore, and what was really problematic was Reaper and I have been discussing a lot of things for future projects for streaming, how to go about doing things, topics, discussions. He had his idea to interview Ballisticola, and I had the idea to do the Economics 101, and get into stuff like that. And we talk a lot, and we do this while we're playing other games, so it's actually kind of funny. You'll hear us talking about Mid-Lunch Crisis while we're playing 7 Days to Die, where we're talking about the stream that we have to do in 6 hours, because it's really 5 a.m. that we're still streaming 7 Days to Die, because we were having wonderful engagements with the people watching us. That we started streaming a completely different game, and people started watching. We've got Devante in the house. Devante's watched us. Where he's dropped into our 7-day streams, and other people have. And while we get a bunch of No Man's Sky people over that way, we've also had a whole bunch of totally random people jump in that we're like, hey, where'd this guy come from? And they found us because we were playing 7 Days. And then we introduced them to our other content, and they may learn about No Man's Sky that way. Or this is going to strike you guys as probably pretty funny. The biggest kick I've been on right now is a game that Reaper introduced me to, and that is Farming Simulator 19.
Yeah.
So Reaper was playing a farming simulator. Yes, this game where you pretend to be a farmer, which I thought was kind of a ludicrous idea at the beginning. I mean, I understood the basic gist of it, but I was like, really, farming simulator, dude? You couldn't find something a little bit cooler than that? And I didn't want to just brush it off, so I started to play it. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. It's very similar to No Man's Sky and other resource gathering games. Not so much the survival aspect, because I haven't found anything in the game that would kill me. Because it's just not part of the game mechanic. Oops, hello.
Yeah. You can't die. You don't starve. There's no guns.
There's no zombies.
There's no zombies.
There's no snapdragon plants.
Basically, when I was telling Timo about farming simulator, I basically explained it as when I want to sit down and play a game, but I don't want to have to think about the game, I don't want to put any brain power into playing, I just want to veg out, that's the game I turn to. Because it is the ultimate chill game. When you hear farming simulator, it is exactly what you think it is. It is planting crops, harvesting crops, selling crops, rinse and repeat. Now they've added a lot more features to the game than that, but at its core function, that's what it is. You know, whether your crop is trees like Timo is doing, or, you know, my more traditional route, or you want to get into animals, which I do a lot of.
Noth Ghost, if you're there, there's your quote of the day. If you want to get into animals, Fear the Reaper 2020.
Nice. So, yeah, lost my train of thought there for a second. So yeah, although it's not a game for everybody, I was kind of pleasantly surprised when Timo said, I'm downloading Farming Simulator, and in the last week or so, we put in a lot of hours.
Yeah, we have. And strangely enough, we've even streamed that game, which has its own fan base. It was one of those things that Reaper and I had very, very briefly discussed, the possibility of streaming content, because when you look these things up, there are a couple content creators out there that do nothing but farming simulators. And some of these people have, one guy has 1 million followers. He is literally nothing but Farming Simulator. I think he started Farming Simulator 15, streamed 15, 17, and 19, and he has 1.57 million followers and streams nothing, does nothing else other than straight streams and video content. And I was like, of a farming game? It was just one of those things. So don't feel obligated always to produce specific content. If you feel any obligation, feel the obligation to your watchers, your viewers, and create content for them, not necessarily the game that they want to see. So when we're playing Farming Simulator, or we're playing 7 Days to Die, or we're playing Apex Legends, or we're playing, as I am right now, No Man's Sky, while I am in fact playing for you, the viewer, I'm also playing this particular game because I want to. There's no reason why we should have to produce a specific content. And this leads me back to that whole Apex thing. So my favorite content producer for Apex Legends is Rich from iTemp Plays. He makes these really, really amazing, witty videos. Another British guy that says some of the funniest things on his videos. I just have a fascination for British wittyisms.
Yeah.
So Rich does a lot of things, but he was... what was getting him was he plays Apex Legends, which is a team-based battle royale. There's 3 people on your team, but Rich always plays in the general lobby. So he plays with Marlon Rando. Every person he plays with is a random player. And when you're playing battle royales, sometimes that really sucks.
You get guys like me.
You get Reapers, or you get Timos, or you get Jennies, or you get, you might get a back off my janks, or you might get a Shroud every once in a while. Both of which are really good Apex players, in case you guys were wondering. So let's put it in No Man's Sky context. If No Man's Sky was a battle royale and you're sitting there playing, most of the time you're going to get people like Big Poppa Timo or Reaper playing on your team. Every once in a while you'll get a Zane or a Sword pop in there, and just have a really, really cool player. But most of the time you're getting the average guys, like us. You're getting the average Joes. We'll use a dodgeball reference for this particular one. Um, and Rich was getting burnt out by it, and what he ended up doing was he took an unexpected break from producing videos. And it was kind of funny because it was the first time I had ever noticed a content creator on YouTube go missing in action. And Rich took a week-long break where all of his fans basically were screaming for new content, but the way that they were screaming for new content was very, very specific. It was, "Hey Rich, we haven't heard from you. Hope you're not dead." Basically it was concern for Rich, and the outpouring of support for him was straight up, "We love you for you. If you need to take a break, we totally get it. Just let us know that you're alive." It was more worried that this man had just like disappeared off the face of the planet, more so than he was never going to create another Apex Legends video. So we watch content creators more for the content creator than the content. Now, we might have found them because of the content. There are plenty of people out there that... Why will it not scan these flyers? There we go. There are plenty of people out there that do No Man's Sky content. There's not so many people out there that do No Man's Sky that I like to watch. So... honestly, I subscribe to a bunch of different people and I watch their videos when they come up and everything else like that, but if I don't actually like that content creator, I'm not going to be a devoted follower. Mary, when you play Conan and stuff like that, you and Beffels, I had the great time that night you invited me into chat while you guys were playing Conan. I really enjoy you as a content creator, so I will watch your streams and I will watch your stuff no matter what you're playing. I like Ballisticola. I think he's a great guy and a very interesting personality, so I'll sit back and I'll chill and watch his streams too. Now, I don't get into chat so much with Ballistic streams. I just sit there and watch. Uh-oh. Tragic Trucker, we just opened the terminal. He's got to go out in this weather.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to use Action Pants Gaming as a prime example. So, Kevin is an absolutely amazing builder. And I love to watch that man build. While we were playing Farming Simulator 19 last night, I had his stream up while he was working on the Atlas station. Not once did I jump into chat because that was not the appropriate place for me. I sit there and watch in awe. Now, jumping in and saying, "Hey dude, what's up? Great build." That's always excellent. Let your creators know that you're there and that you're supporting them. But on his particular streams, I don't feel a need to be chatty. That's not what I'm there for. That's not what his stream is for me. Now, he has plenty of people that chat with him the whole time, and they're mainly builders. They're his builder friends. I'm not that big of a builder, so I didn't have anything to offer. I figured I would just sit back and watch the master at work, which is exactly what I do when I watch Action Pants. Now, here's another one of those, oops, wrong button. Sorry, I keep finding these,
Squirrels?
Squirrels.
Yeah.
Square plateaus that are hollow on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
We still have to do our build on that one, by the way.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah.
We'll get to it.
But watching Action Pants, that's what his content does for me, is that it's really cool to watch that man build, but I'm not there to chat. Whereas with Mary, your streams, I'm there to have a good time with you, hon. I'll shoot the shit with you. I'll cause some trouble. I'll say all sorts of fun stuff in there. You asked me to come in and read bad quotes of 2019. You basically invited the dirty old man into your house and said, here's a book of dirty limericks. Have fun. Which is exactly what I did. Ooh, can I even get out of here? There we go. Was almost to the top. There we go. All right. Whoop. Wait.
See, now Mary also invited us into her chat for 7 Days to Die the other night, and we did join. However, I do have to apologize because for me, there was too many people talking at once, kind of too much going on. So I did stay muted 99% of the time. But
I had real life get in my way, so I couldn't be useful at all in there.
And to go into Timo's point there, that's not a stream that I would have watched. Not because I don't like 7 Days to Die, because I don't play 7 Days to Die on PC. So unless it was a creator that I wanted to see, like Mary, then I wouldn't have watched it. And the only reason I did is because, I watch Mary's streams.
We support those that we like.
Yep.
And ignore the rest. Alright, so this was not what I was expecting it to be. I do see some subterranean relics off in the distance, though. I'm going to go grab those, because you know what Big Papa Timo loves. Free stuff.
Yeah.
Love the free stuff. Helps my hoarding problem. Oh, so I actually just realized how clogged up my inventory is. No bueno.
Big Papa Timo is a hoarder.
I am.
Mary says you guys never did get through the whole 2019 list.
We did not. Actually, we barely made a dent in the 2019 bad quotes list, and I didn't realize how prolific North Coast was at gathering those quotes. Oh my god.
He definitely has a talent for it.
He does. And so I was looking at, just this morning, I was looking at on Mary's Discord. Maybe we can drop a link to Mary's Discord if it hasn't already been done. I haven't even looked at chat in a few. Apologies. I was looking at Mary's Discord earlier, and there's already the bad quotes of 2020 list is going strong, and I'm on there a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much dumb stuff I've been saying. And I'm going to pay for it at the end of the year when we do the year in review. This is going to be all sorts of fun. But hey, Reaper, you're in there for a few times as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not immune to the bad quotes. I've got quite a few in there already, and it is early.
It is, I mean, it's January. What's today's date? The 17th.
The 17th.
Oh my goodness. We're just over halfway through the month. And I've got to have at least 30 quotes on there already.
I did see that you dropped a gaming Mike quote in there this morning. So he's on the board.
Nice. Now, Gaming Mike got there for just naming the stream, didn't he? Which I think was totally unintentional. Because Gaming Mike is actually very polite and very well spoken.
So I'm dropping some knowledge on you guys. If you if you don't know, I'm Fear the Reaper. That is my YouTube.
Big Papa Timo. We're stepping on each other.
Yep. That is my YouTube link in my Discord. And if you are currently watching Big Papa Timo's channel and you are not a member of the Discord,
shame on you.
Check it out. Shame on you. For shame.
Shame. Need somebody to ring a bell behind you.
Yep. Now, I did want to make kind of a public service announcement. We are very open about contacting us with any questions or any ideas or anything like that on Discord. I want to add to that, if you have a specific question, and yes, Chester Shotgun, I'm directing this towards you, and you want to ask, if at least for me, if you're going to ask me, please send it to me directly. That way I get notified. with a specific notification rather than just a general, hey, there's a message in Discord. Because since we are members of quite a few Discord servers, I don't always check the general notifications. So if you have something that you want to ask me directly, just drop me a personal message. I don't mind, and I'll see the notification and I'll answer it a lot more quickly than I would if you just post it in the general chat somewhere.
We will try and find it in the general chat, but we're much more likely to find it if you send it to us directly.
Yeah. I felt bad because Chester had asked a question yesterday that I could have helped him with, and I didn't see it.
The banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I saw that as well, and I checked on Chester. Chester has the banner. It's all taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually think I asked Chester that during some other streamer's stream. Which I didn't feel was rude because it wasn't, wasn't off topic.
Yeah.
It was a No Man's Sky streamer, and they were trying to help Chester anyway. So, hey, look, there's money behind this blob of goo.
Yeah, I have no problem helping out anybody. If I don't know, I'll do research and I'll help you figure it out. I've got no problem answering any questions you have or helping you out with setting up your streams. I'm currently working with another new streamer. Every chance he has to hook up with me, we get together and work out another kink to get him going. So, yeah, like I said, don't hesitate to send me a private message with whatever questions. The only stupid question is the one that doesn't get asked.
The way that Mom always said it to me was, there's no such thing as a dumb question, just dumb people not asking questions.
True story. Mary says she got him for a goat simulator quote.
Oh, the goat simulator. We'll
yeah.
Get started on that one.
Okay. I'm gonna put this out there. I know there are some of you that like it, but personally, I do not. I don't like Goat Simulator, and that's all we're gonna say about it.
There's one thing about Goat Simulator I really don't like. So, if anybody's wondering, Goat Simulator is exactly what it sounds like. It's a goat simulator where you portray a goat, and the whole point of the game is to break stuff. If you want some moronic fun, that's exactly what it is. But PlayStation Plus gives its members 2 free games every month. This month was Uncharted, which I haven't played, and Goat Simulator. So I played Goat Simulator because I had to. Because I mean,
I tried to warn him.
Who could resist? He did, in fact, try to warn me, and I wish I had heeded that warning because that game is just straight up dumb. But what bothers me about it the most is not how moronic the game is, because I mean, breaking stuff as a goat could actually be fun for some, and if that's what you like, I don't want to knock you for it. But the way that the goat is just so floppy, the tongue lolling out of its mouth and how it just flops around everywhere after it bashes into things, really bothered me. So much so that I don't want to play that game ever again.
See, my biggest problem with it is the fact that PlayStation gave it to us for free.
I know, when we could have had something so much better, like Conan.
Yeah. And I don't know if they'll ever do Conan again, because it was free last year. That's how I got the game. But it would be awesome, since there have been so many updates. I think Conan would get a lot more people playing if they would do it for free again.
Yeah, really I don't know why they chose Goat Simulator. I was not impressed with that. Now, again, if Goat Simulator is your thing, power to you. Get your inner goat on.
Get your inner goat on.
It's not me.
Yeah, that's definitely a 2020 worthy quote there. Get your goat on. Big Poppa Tima 2020.
Get your inner goat on.
Yep, get your inner goat on.
If you need to do the goat, do the goat. I'm not going to do the goat. There's your quote.
There's your quote right
There's
there.
Your quote.
If you need to do the goat, do the goat. Big Poppa Tima 2020.
Devante, to be a better goat, stupid fun. Yeah, it's... we're not going to focus on that game anymore. Trying to get back on track somewhat. So there's also a train in Farming Simulator 19. So if you ever get derailed like we have, just jump on the train. Yeah, I would personally suggest that any streamer stream what they like. Your followers will do exactly that. They will either follow you or they won't. If they don't like your content, then they're not going to watch. But you also got to realize that there's probably other people out there that might want to watch you play what you decide to play instead. So, Mary, if you want to play Conan, play Conan. You know, I understand a feeling of obligation to do content. And you actually brought up an interesting point as well, that you said, you know, you feel obligated to stream No Man's Sky content once a week. So there's a perfect compromise for you. You want to play Conan more, but you think that a lot of your followers are not going to watch Conan. They want to see you play No Man's Sky. Play it once a week. You know, you can schedule a time for it, and while it's still kind of a job at that point in time, it's not nearly as bad. And we've discussed this as well because, like I said before, there's no reason that Mid-Lunch Crisis has to be No Man's Sky. We could be playing Farming Simulator 19 while doing this. Ironically, we were both playing Farming Simulator 19 before this stream. When we started our pre-stream conference where we jump in a chat and talk about today's episode and everything, we were both working on Farming Simulator. It doesn't have to be that way, you know. So you do you, boo. Take care of it, you know. And which also leads to another thing. Had a buddy of mine, middle-aged man, post up on Facebook. I've been trying to avoid social media for a while because it's not good for my personal mental health. A buddy of mine posted on Facebook yesterday that now that he's in his early 50s, he doesn't have anything in particular he needed to do, but he hasn't been feeling right himself, so he sought therapy. Mental health is a huge thing for me these days, and for family members and friends. If you guys ever feel a need to talk to anybody, seek it out. There should be no stigma for seeking out professional help when it comes to mental health. Don't keep things bottled up if you have the opportunity to unleash on a professional. Let the professionals have it. That's what they get paid for. But yeah, so mental health is important. If you feel a need, seek help. And if not, if you just need somebody to chat with, hey, hit us up. We'll talk your ear off.
Absolutely.
Alright, I'm going to shut up for a minute because my throat's a little raw and I need to drink some coffee.
You drink some coffee. Let's see. Stupid fun. Yeah, you're right, Devante. Mary Lizzie says she's one of the first ones to do the weekend mission for No Man's Sky on Fridays now, which is awesome. I think that might be the direction that our Sunday episode of the Mid-Launch Crisis is going to go, at least for this week, because I have never done a Nexus mission. Never.
For shame.
For shame, I know. I still have my 750 Quicksilver that you get from Nada, just doing the normal quests, so I think it might be time to crack open the Nexus and see what it's all about.
In case you guys are wondering, there's where your Quicksilver is, right up there in the top left corner.
Yeah.
Big Poppa Tima has 4,350 Quicksilver, because I never turned that stuff in.
Yes, Mary. Mary incredulously says, never? This is correct. Never. I've been playing No Man's Sky for 2 years now, and never. Now, when I started, there were no Nexus missions, but
definitely a new addition to the game.
Yes. Dave Monte says, some people can help you. Mental health is very good nowadays. He deals with his own stuff. Yeah, I tell you what. One of the things that helps me out is just having the community to talk to. Just having even if it's 1 or 2 people in the stream, just chatting back and forth. It makes you feel like you're still connected. Crap through. Okay, yes. Everybody, get your jabs out. I have never done a Quicksilver mission. Never. Nope, not even. No Quicksilver, no Nexus. I understand.
Sounds like we're gonna pop a Quicksilver cherry on Sunday, guys.
Yeah.
Of course, knowing Reaper, he's probably gonna try it first on one of his other saves.
I will not, actually. I will be. I will still make sure come Sunday that the Quicksilver cherry is still intact, so you can see it firsthand.
This could go so many different ways and so sideways so quickly.
Yeah, I tried to word that as gentle as possible. Remember, kids, this is a lunchtime stream. Deavante says it better be. Ooh. So I'm not allowed to do any Quicksilver missions between now and then. Which is
Dead Planet. We're going.
Which is, to be honest, completely fine, because I'll probably be stuck in Farming Simulator for the next 2 days. It is definitely No Man's Sky-esque in the fact that it is. I call it a time suck, because you just start playing and you look at the clock and you've been playing for 8 hours, or however long it is, and you just wonder where the time went.
It truly is too. He's not joking. We were playing the other day, and I thought we had been playing for about 2 hours. Yeah, I figured we started playing about 10 o'clock at night, and that's pretty normal for us. And I figure it's about midnight. The house had been quiet. The Timo family had already gone to bed because the kids had school, and Mama Timo had the little ones asleep, and it was all quiet, and I didn't have any distractions. And I look up, and the sun's coming up.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's really weird. That doesn't happen until like almost 7 o'clock in the morning, and I look at the clock, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, we've been playing this game for 9 hours straight, and I didn't even realize it. It does. It sucks you right in, but No Man's Sky can do the same thing. I think the first time I played No Man's Sky, other than the fact that I died 4 times,
Big Poppa Timo.
I think my first game was close to 7 hours. And the only reason I stopped playing was my daughter Kate came home and told me to get the hell out of her room. That she had Fortnite to stream. And it was one of those things. Now, granted, I specifically was looking for a game like No Man's Sky. I was a huge fan of World of Warcraft and EVE Online, and I still am, don't get me wrong. But I don't play either game anymore, getting back to that whole PC Master Race, I have a potato for a computer thing. Both of those games have outpaced my PC, that neither one of them will perform well enough to actually play either of those games anymore. So I switched to console because it was the less expensive upgrade, but I specifically looked for a replacement for the missions, the gathering, and the action of World of Warcraft, and the space-based technology of EVE Online and No Man's Sky was like a perfect blend of the two. I wish I had found it 2 years ago. I would have been having so much more fun.
Now, to be fair, 2 years prior to that, No Man's Sky was nothing like it is now. Hello Games has done an amazing job of keeping at the updates while not charging us any more money. But what you see No Man's Sky now is, other than, you know, the core aspects, it's not even the same game. Oh, I think Big Papa Timo might be muted.
No, I was just letting you talk.
Oh, okay.
I know it's rare, but I was just letting you talk.
Wow. Yeah. But yeah, that's to me personally, I'm glad I didn't get into No Man's Sky sooner, because I don't know if I would have kept at it for so long without some of the features that we take for granted. You know, the building aspect was a lot less, and there, like I said, you know, back then there were no community missions. The chances of running across other players was almost non-existent. When it first came out, there actually wasn't even a way to hook up with players in game other than random. And they had to add the black hole system to give you the ability to travel further distances. And then they came up with the portal system so you could meet up with people, because that wasn't even a thing. So it's just a long way of saying that, you know, I'm kind of glad I didn't get into it early on, because I honestly don't think I would have played it.
It has changed a lot. Now, I started playing after Next dropped, so I do have the advantage of not having had to witness all of that. Excuse me. Sorry, the yawns are strong with this one. Not enough space coffee today. My apologies.
Let's see. Craft Brew said it. I guess it's understandable, though, if you're not a builder. There's some cool things in the Quicksilver menu for people that like building. Now, although I don't fancy myself a builder, especially when compared to the likes of Zane and Action Pants and Ballista Cola and Dark Lord Zelric and Big Pitch, I mean, you know, the list goes on and on. There are a lot of builders in this game that are awesome, and I apologize if I didn't mention you, because we're all awesome. You're all awesome.
I feel left out in that.
Sorry, yes, Big Papa Timo.
I can't build for you know what.
But yeah, although I don't fancy myself a builder, I do like to build things. So that's one of the things that I'll be looking at. Mary says, I'll look at the clock and be like, I've been playing Conan for 12 hours and got diddly squat done. I think we're going to start calling that the No Man's Sky effect.
Honestly, it's not just No Man's Sky, because every game that I've ever played was like that. As much as, I mean, No Man's Sky does it better than most.
Yeah.
But playing WoW, playing EVE, No Man's Sky, Farming Simulator, 7 Days to Die, any crafting-based, survival-based, hunter-gathering type based, you know, the Dinosaur Hunter one, you know, there's literally a bunch of different genres that do that to you. But that's the really cool thing about gaming is, you know, you can use it as that release, and that you should be able to disappear into the worlds that you're looking for. So yeah, that escape. You know, you've said this a couple times recently, particularly that, you know, all these games are about the grind. Yeah, that if you do certain things, It kind of lessens the whole reason for doing certain stuff. You know, the whole point of a lot of these survival games and everything else like that is to do exactly that, get lost in the world that you found yourself in.
Now,
So
I want to keep catching up on chat, but I want to ask you, what exactly is that you're standing on?
okay, so this is actually a redacted planet.
Okay.
What this is it's a reminder, a monument left behind by the Sentinels that this planet was removed from the system.
Ah.
And I'll
Now,
show everybody in 1 second,
now
because I actually didn't even take that picture.
I actually came across the redacted planet by accident, and I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up. And a redacted planet is an anomaly planet, but it is the rarest anomaly planet. The true anomaly is, I believe, how it was described.
Now this one is listed as a fungal planet. It's not actually a redacted, but this is what's called a boundary failure.
Okay.
Basically, I don't want to get into too much information because I feel that these are spoilers at times. If you explain too much of how items like this end up in the game without people finding them on their own, then they might miss out on the true meaning of some of the early storylines.
So we'll call that a boundary separation and leave it there.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can see exactly what the game says it is.
Yeah.
You know, that the original programming directives, blah 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 blah. But as you go through,
All right. So let me start backing on chat here. Craft Brew. I've been with this game almost since day one and have loved it the entire way. That's awesome, man. Like I said, I don't know if I could have. I'll never know because I didn't. I didn't find it until later on when I actually went looking for a specific kind of game. And although the reviews were terrible, No Man's Sky was the one that kept coming up. You know, when I looked for survival, building, space, this was it. It kept coming back, No Man's Sky. So Mary's having a noon cocktail and trying to help the hip pain so I can stream. Well, I hope that that noon cocktail helps you out. Craft Brew says you're not a builder, but you do enjoy building. That's exactly it. I love to build. I'm not very good at it. I don't consider myself a very creative person, especially when compared to the likes of some of the No Man's Sky builders we have in this community. Devante says, yep, No Man's Sky is the freest game, so there's many ways to play. Yeah, I agree. That's why I was trying to answer Gabe's question, kinda, but there is really not one specific answer. Mary Lizzie, I enjoy building, but building in Conan is frustrating me, but I think that's because I didn't build the foundation of what I'm trying to finish. Yeah, I haven't played Conan for a while, but when I was playing and I was trying to build my castle, I kept having to tear things down and rebuild it because to get it to do what I wanted to do. Devante, Hunter, Explorer, in 5 ways, system, planets, animal planets, types, types, places to build, bee builder, fighter, so many ways you can play, squirrel, everything. Yeah, I got you. I'm trying to play one game at a time, that's why I never finished Skyrim. I didn't really get into Skyrim. I played it, but I don't know, it just wasn't enough for me. Like I said, when I went searching for games, building was a big aspect of what I wanted. I wanted to be able to build my own buildings. I wanted to be able to create the base how I wanted it to be. So although I played Skyrim a little bit, it wasn't what I was looking for. Craft Brew says, I actually play this game in many ways, with many saves. Most of the time is spent with with our big group project. Yeah, which, like I said, Craft Brew, as soon as he gets up and mobile again, have him hit me up. I'd love to jump in there and see what I can help with. I think we have Big Poppa Timo back.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
Tiny human.
Tiny humans need sustenance.
It's not only that, but I made a promise to one of my tiny humans that I would allow them to have a friend over today.
Oh.
And I'm going to need to honor that promise in the very, very near future. So, looking at the time, it is now 1:15. We've been going at this for a little over 2 hours. And I wanted to say thanks to everybody for being here. We have 5 watchers, 9 thumbs up, so everybody's using fingers and toes today. Definitely appreciate it. You guys are exactly the reason that I've been doing this now for 1 year. Hopefully many more years to come, especially now that I've got a great buddy to do this with. I want to say thanks to Fear the Reaper for being so cool. Definitely appreciate having a good co-host and a gaming buddy. You've introduced me to some fun stuff. We are having some good times and many more to us.
Oh, absolutely. We're just having a grand old time, having fun, and luckily there are people that want to hang out and have fun too.
Tiny human, hold on.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Craft Brew, we just feel that it's getting close to being time to let everyone know what we're doing. Alright, yeah. Like I said, dude, hit me up anytime. Make sure you drop it in a DM so I can actually respond. Yeah, I'll definitely jump in and be a part of that.
Wait, what am I missing now?
The Super Secret Project.
Super Secret Project number 72. Awesome.
Yep.
Right, so I needed to find this unidentified plant.
So kind of touching on
the only one there.
You know, we're coming up and it's 1:15. I do want you guys to definitely give a huge 07 to Big Poppa Timo for 1 year of streaming, bringing us some amazing content. I too have to thank him for just, you know, being that guy where, you know, when I fire up the PlayStation, jumping in chat, and, you know, we get to hang out, we get to have some fun, throw up a stream, get you guys to join in. I don't know if I would be streaming if it wasn't for Big Poppa Timo.
You would, it just wouldn't be as cool.
Yeah, you're right. So
yep, sometimes I can be an ass.
I do have to say huge thank you to Big Poppa Timo.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Right back at you.
So with that being...
We're dragging on again. We're dragging on.
I was just going to say, with that being said, would you like to close us out here?
No, I'm going to let you do it this time.
See, you do the closing so much better. Well, let me...
I'm putting him on the spot. We're trying to find good taglines for Reaper to close stuff out. I've always had the same one literally from day one, and this was something that as a streamer I had to learn from people like Thranxis and Rich from iTemp and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and close this out today because I've had the same one the whole time. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say what actually caught me up was the fact was Mary's comment there. Says hashtag BPTM07 giggle snort, very close to BDSM.
You have no idea how close, dear. No idea.
And with that, Big Poppa Timo.
Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by, and until next time, fly safe.